Welcome to the Heart of Manifest, a video series that unpacks who we are and why we do what we do.
This is episode 5, where we'll explore what it means to be Spirit-led. So, if our mission is living to help everyone everywhere become fully devoted followers of Jesus, quite literally manifesting the virtues and values of heaven in the here and now, well, and the first thing we have to admit is that we don't know how to fulfill our mission. Yes, God gave us brains and He expects us to use them, but let's be honest, exactly how far has humanity progressed by using those big old brains to make the world a better place? Not very far, and in many cases we've actually made things worse along the way. But even more importantly, Jesus said that flesh gives birth to flesh, while spirit gives birth to spirit, which means there's absolutely nothing we can do with human strength to build a spiritual kingdom. Without me you can do nothing, Jesus said, and He meant it, even though we don't usually get it. Throughout the scriptures, we see God, the Holy Spirit, hovering over creation, speaking life into deadness, proclaiming truth into lies, shining light into darkness, and pouring love into hate. The Spirit of God is literally the breath and presence of God within us. He points us to Jesus, opens our eyes to truth, baptizes us into Christ's body, confirms we're God's children, guides us into all truth. He makes us Christ's witnesses, helps us pray, convicts us of sin, and empowers us to live out what Jesus put into us. Now, some people talk about the Spirit-led life as if it's some strange sort of side quest, but in reality, the Christian life is the Spirit-filled life. Like, there's no other kind. Everything else is just self-effort, dead religion, and humanistic futility. To live by the Spirit means refusing to push our lives forward in our own strength, fixing our eyes on Jesus, and then giving ourselves to the flow of the Spirit both within and around us. Now, too many Christians try to do what only the Holy Spirit can do, like change hearts and people and things they don't like, while expecting God to do what He's given us to do, be His family, His witnesses, expanding His kingdom as we live in the Spirit. God calls us to walk in step with the Spirit as a living person, listening to His voice, responding to His leading, moved by His timing. The Spirit of God leads us to do crazy, risky, bold, and beautiful kingdom things that don't make sense to human understanding. Now, why is that important? Well, because in case you hadn't noticed, the world is becoming increasingly hostile to church, Christians, and the demanding truth claims of Jesus. If God's Spirit doesn't soften people's hearts and open their eyes to the reality of the gospel, they'll never turn to Jesus for life and redemption. What's becoming even more clear is that people need to see the gospel of Christ on full display in the sons and daughters of God on a day-to-day basis. They need to see His glory revealed in Spirit-led miracles, healing, deliverance from demons, changed lives, radically transformed hearts that defy human explanations. All that to say, we need to be filled and freed, resurrected and renewed, infused and informed, fed and led, called and completed, tamed and transformed, awakened and animated, empowered and inspired by the Holy Spirit. Both as individuals and as a church, life in the Spirit is the only way to live and lead well. Now, we may not be very good at this yet, but being led by the Spirit is what we need, it's what the kingdom's all about, and so that's where we're going, come heaven or high water.